That's fine. Oh, but you can kind of see a little, huh? Yeah. Huh? All right, we're good. All right, you want to do the start? You want to do the timer? Let me do this timer. It's probably better anyway. Yeah, we could have Jenna return it. She's like really excited to spend my money. She loves it. I surround myself with women that like to spend. Thank God I'm married to Sophia. She just doesn't need to spend. My type of girl. We can do an episode on that later. Good day, folks. Lots to talk about today. Happy Labor Day, everybody. We are going over all important topics today, and I thought, why not have an episode on Labor Day? 'Tis the season, one time a year, rooting back from, what does it say here? 1882, celebrating workers' rights and sparked by unions pushing for fair wages and an 8-hour workday. And if you work over 8 hours, I sure hope you are getting overtime. And if you're not, then you better be getting paid a pretty good salary. And states now mandate that. If you do, in fact, work over 40 hours a week, you have to make a certain amount. You can't just make somebody's salary and pay them minimum wage. It doesn't work that way. But 'tis the season, we're heading into fall, things are looking nice, we're getting our 4 seasons here, regardless of where you're at. We want to wish you a fantastic day off. And I thought, let's discuss some financial implications of Labor Day, because here at Falcon Wealth, we are closed. The stock market is closed. There are a lot of companies that are closed. And with that, what type of impact does that have? So I thought, let's have some fun. Let's talk about it. Let's see what goes on during this time. And then I want to talk about 10 fantastic habits that you could be doing right now and you could be participating in before the end of the year, because it is a show about finance. So we're going to have fun with that today. But first, let's just talk about the retail boom. Holiday drives billions of dollars in spending on travel, food, and just sales of all type. It could be appliances, cars, really rivaling Black Friday. It is actually the second biggest spending retail day or weekend of the year. And here's another thing, which is why I like Labor Day, because it's entering the third month of a quarter. So people normally tries to get their numbers in, and there are a lot of companies that have their fiscal years ending in September. So they're really trying to drive up sales. So that could be pretty cool. Here's another thing. The stock market actually pauses here. You have the US stock market closes, often causing volatility in September trading, just one extra day. It's kind of unique, right? And you also have banks that are closed as well. So in general, you do see a financial impact with markets closing. Also, wage focus. Real wages are rising modestly. And so with that being said, you have 21 states that have adjusted minimum wages, impacting workers' finances. Now, that is a pretty consistent number every single year. So I like to make these episodes, especially on holidays, pretty consistent. But it's funny how consistent that roughly 40% of our country adjusts minimum wages around this time. Going over travel surge. Now, this is no shock. People like to travel. My wife and I, she wants to go to Catalina Island. And so with that being said, because the kids are off school, this is our time to have fun. So you have heavy travel boosts, airlines, hotel, and gas prices around this time, because they know everybody is on the road. So if you are retired, why the hell would you go out on Labor Day weekend? Let the crazies go out, clog up the roads, and just wait one more week. So there's a little free advice for you. Gig economy, 36% of workers are gig roles. Now this highlights financial insecurities due to limited benefits, but the idea is this is the time during this weekend where that really picks up, especially for those Uber and Lyft drivers out there. You got a lot of people that are drinking and hopefully not driving. Then you have good old people in retirement. The average 401k balances are still between 45 and 54 years old, roughly $150,000. Now, this is where most people are prompting a review of their savings during this time of the year as we're getting close to the end of the year. Now, keep in mind, this will be pretty dang close to my, in fact, review of the top 10 different things. And then finally, union impacts. Union workers earn 10 to 20% more, but membership is down 10% in the overall workforce. So by the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, certified financial planner and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. And this is the time of the year during Labor Day where we are realizing that overtime pay is kicking in, where you have on average an extra $300 a week that is coming through because of Labor Day. You have a lot of different things as people are now focusing on the holidays. This gives you a good indicator of what people will be spending during holidays, such as Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is when most people, when we talk about holidays, they don't talk about Labor Day. They talk about Thanksgiving, Christmas, and in fact, New Year's. So this will be a very good indication of what that looks like. Also, taking a look at tax deductions this time of the year is actually pretty good because you have people and businesses starting to get close and close out their third quarter, as most businesses are January to December filing, to see what in fact they need to be doing, especially since this good old bonus depreciation came back. So we might be seeing a slight surge in car sales, or maybe I should say truck sales, over 6,000 pounds. Taking a look at your debts, tackling high interest credit cards. These are another thing this time of the year people are significantly looking at. These are ways to just enhance people's overall financial situation. But why do people look at it during Labor Day? Don't you find that odd? People are trying to tackle that now, after the summer, after they spent money on their travel and so on. And you can't continue this always, right? Because you have the holidays right around the corner. You've got to tackle those credit card balances so you can have, for those who like to spend money during Christmas and so on, to have for travel and, of course, those presents. So these are another thing that people take into consideration very, very heavily. And of course, time off. During this time, people start to look at what their time off, what it looks like, especially their financial plan, because not everybody actually gets paid for their time off. Let's ignore the business owners out there, but not every company, in fact, offers paid time off. So this is the time where you really have to analyze what makes sense. Maybe a slow time of the year, maybe a time of the year where you typically don't have a lot of hours. This could make a lot of sense. But the whole idea with Labor Day is what? It's to relax. We work all the time. We have all the time money on our mind, right? We have all the time. We have things that are going on in our life, keeping us busy. Work is hard sometimes. Even if you love it, there's still people that come after work, crack open a beer, and just want to relax. Go to happy hour, go out, whatever the case is. Or somebody like myself, married with children, call me Al Bundy if you want, but I am there just enjoying time with my family. And it's a very consistent routine. Me and my wife, we're not big going out people. We don't go out to dinner often. So we are always there. So this time of the year just allows us to relax. Yes, we want to go to Catalina Island, but it's to relax. We're not going on any crazy trips, right? Outside of the little ferry trip here in Southern California. But outside of that, it's all about relaxing. So this is where you could turn on the TV. Football is around the corner, where you could start to look at baseball as it's getting more popular. As NBA and NHL and all these other sports are starting to expand and get ready, college sports and so on, this is where you could finally get ready and just enjoy the calmness before the storm. I think September and Labor Day is so well placed. It's well placed because eventually people are going to get ramped up in their schools, whether it's mostly everybody's going back to school at this point, colleges, or just normal grade school, or anything. This is the time where you should be enjoying, rejuvenate, relax, and have a power through the end of the year, because you're going to go hard right now. You really have nothing going on after Labor Day until Christmas. Not even then. Some people, or Thanksgiving, I should say. Thanksgiving probably is the more one that's first. But even then, you have Columbus Day and you have these other days, Veterans Days. Not everybody has these days off. So you're going to power through for the next 2.5 months until Thanksgiving, and then you will have the holidays, whatever those holidays are. So just take a time here to relax and enjoy. But here, this is a show about personal finance. So we got that warm and fuzzy stuff out of the way. Now we got to talk about what are the 10 best habits that you could be doing now as you're relaxing. Some people read a book for fun. Some people are on social media. Some people are surfing the web. Whatever the case is, I want to go over 10 exercises you should be doing. These key things before the end of the year that you should be really looking to analyze that can save you a whole bunch of money. Folks, we're going to be right back after just a few words.
This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner and President of Falcon Wealth Planning. We wanted to offer you a free financial assessment for listening to the show so you can help relate it to your specific situation. We offer multiple services such as retirement planning, where you are today, how retirement looks like, talking about Social Security, real estate, planning, even if you own a business, talking about taxes, not just how to save money today, but also throughout retirement. Talk about investments, making sure you're avoiding those high fees, costs, commissions, and also estate planning and insurance, just making sure you're properly protected if, God forbid, something were to happen. And we're offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time at no cost. Give us a call. We would love to help. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, and fill out the form fill right there on our site.
Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here. And every weekend, we're talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today, we're going to talk about, during this Labor Day weekend, we're going to talk about some 10 exercises that you should be doing that most people didn't even talk to you about, of just key attributes to finance, of how it can save you money, especially as we go throughout the end of the year. Now, check this out. Number one, we're going to talk about how you should be tracking your spending. Yes, you should. There's so many apps for this, by the way, but log expenses for just maybe 1 week. And I bet you, and we've seen this often, where you could probably cut 10% from one category, which could be, I don't know, maybe $100 a month savings. That's $1,200 a year. So just try to log everything that you're spending. Hey, you have it all, unless you're using all cash. That sucks. That's hard. Most of the time you have it on your credit card or debit card. You're able to access that. I challenge you to do that. I bet you a nickel that you could probably save $100 a month from that. So that is the first one. Easy enough. See, I told you these are fun exercises. What else are you going to do on Labor Day? All right, number two, automate savings. This is very important, where you save first, spend second. So you have a new expense, and it's called your savings account. Automate just $100 a month spending. Auto transfer it to one of those, I don't know, 3, 4, 5% saving accounts that's out there. Even by doing that, you can earn an extra $54 a year. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but dude, this thing adds up quick. So I heavily recommend that you do that. Okay, just simple stuff, guys. I'm challenging you. So, hey, I'm not saying you can't have your Starbucks, you can't go out to eat, but just try to find a way to save first, spend second. Number three, you having fun yet? Calculate your net worth. Yeah, I said it. And guess what? It's not always pretty. If you have student loans, sure, it's a negative net worth. I'm with you. I get it. And hey, listen, if you're already a multimillionaire, God bless you. The point is, by calculating your net worth, by listing your assets and your debts every quarter, can really track your financial progress. Is your savings account going up? Is it going down? So not just how much you have and just look at that big number, but look to see if you're actually increasing your assets and reducing your liabilities. If nothing else, that gives you some type of financial mental stimulation that you're going in the right direction. So you got student loans of $50,000. Well, now it might be $49,800. At the very least, it went down. If your savings account was $800, maybe now it's $950. At the very least, what am I saying? It's going up. Number four, how about you go ahead and boost your retirement? Hold on, let me back up. By boosting your retirement, we're towards the end of the year here. So some of you guys should have already had maybe raises that kicked in or a raise that's coming up. This is where you should look to increase your 401k or your IRA contributions, even if it's just, as I always say, by 1%. Okay, if you're making $50,000 a year, that's $500 a year that you're increasing it. That's $40 a month. That could be $20 a paycheck. Stop telling me and yourself that you can't afford it. Just do it. You heard that before? Yeah. So please just do it, because that could be huge. And let's just say that's $700 a year, almost $60 a month. For somebody who made, 1%, let's say $70,000, that could be adding $37,000 over 25 years. So come on, you can do it. Number 5, we talked about this a little bit earlier, and that is paying off debt. Just apply an extra $50 a month to the highest rate debt. Now, we could do that if something's 30%, but if something's, let's say, 23%, and it's smaller, if you only owe $500 there and the other one you owe $5,000, it'll feel great to just pay off that smaller one first, okay? But by doing that, you could save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So please be strategic on that. Because yet again, I see this often, and you have to understand that by slowly getting these little wins, as Dave Ramsey calls it, the snowball effect. And I will say one other thing, by the way, that's pretty important that I overlooked here a little bit. Reassess your retirement account of where you are to make sure if you're maxing it out or not. This is for those high income earners that in fact max it out. If you max it out too early, if you max it out by November, well, some of your 401ks will actually match only when you're contributing. So if you can no longer contribute, you're not going to get that max. So if you max out that $30,000 a year by October, you're not able to contribute anymore. That can be extremely problematic for you. So be very, very careful with that because you may not, in fact, be able to do it. And what do I mean by that? You may not get that free money, that free match from your employer. Number 7. So we are on number 7, diversify investments. Oh boy, oh boy. So rebalance your portfolio. So here's the thing. If you're in a half stocks, half bonds, or even if you're 100% stock, whatever the case may be, you want to diversify. I doubt 100% of your investments are sitting in the S&P 500. If so, shame on you. Or great for you, assuming it's under 25,000. Once you start going over 25,000, you can afford to diversify a little bit more. So I don't like to hear that you can't. It's like you just won't. But there's time and proof that shows times like during 2000 and 2009, where if you invested $1 million, by the end of 10 years, you would have had $900,000. Well, you would have had like a 10% drop over a 10-year period. You can't afford that. Nobody can afford that. Diversification is key. This recency bias of what's going on over the past 10 plus years, you should proceed with caution. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Shahin, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend. And we are talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today we are just talking about Labor Day and how we're enjoying, relaxing, and hey, let's have fun. And what does fun mean to us? Well, hey, listen, if you're listening to a show about personal finance, you probably care about personal finance. So you should be doing some financial exercises. Number 8, now this is a fun one, right? Because we all have so much extra time on our hand. But how about you start a side hustle? At least start thinking about it. That can earn you, even if it's a little $200 a month, via freelancing with Upwork, Fiverr, whatever the case is, growing into maybe $3,000 a month. In the next 5 years, 10 years, even if whatever the case is, that could be huge. So by doing that, or even if you just save $200 a month, earning 8% over 15 years, that could be a $36,000 increase in your overall portfolio. You get what I'm saying? These little things add up. So please take that into consideration because this is money, and money can compound significantly, and it all starts from an idea. Number 9, this is a fun one, but you want to maximize your tax deductions. So this is where you want to review. You can do this with a financial professional that you have, a tax professional, but you want to see if you could save some extra money. It could be something like contributing into a tax deferred account versus a Roth account. It could be saving into a IRA, and there's tax savers credits where you get 50% back in tax savings, depending on your tax bracket. This could be taking a look at health savings accounts. This could be taking a look during open enrollment, as it's typically coming up for most of us, where you can maybe start to participate in an FSA, a flex spending account. There are so many different ways to save you money. This is where it's time to talk to your financial professional or your tax advisor. Here at Falcon Wealth, we are tax advisors, right? We can help you with your situation. We would love to help you with that. Phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Number 10, this is the fun one, the last one, but it's all about goal setting. Set financial goals, right? I mean, it could be something as just trying to save $10,000 a year. It could be trying to retire a little bit earlier. Some people don't know what their retirement goal is. So I'd like to ask people, if you don't know what your financial goals are, what I'd like to ask is, what does money mean to you? What it means to me is, well, to work because I want to, not because I have to, so I can support my family, so I can travel more with my family, so I can help people in need, so I can give back to the community. You know what I did right there, folks? I literally gave you what my financial goals are. That is Gabriel Shahin's financial goals. And I answered that not by telling you what my financial goals are, but I told you what money means to me. So if you don't have financial goals, ask yourself this question: what does money mean to you? These are 10 exercises I heavily recommend that you should be doing during this Labor Day weekend. Have some fun with it. See if you can save some money. And if so, let us know. Drop us a line. Hit us up on social media. It's Falcon of Finance is our handle, and would love to hear what you have to say. Folks, have a blessed and happy Labor Day.
I want to thank you for tuning in with us this weekend. You can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can go and visit our Knowledge Center, which redirects you to YouTube. We have over 1 million views, folks. And if you want us to discuss anything on YouTube, on the show, whatever, send your inquiry to radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. And if you want this episode, any one of our previous episodes, you can go on podcast, Spotify. We have them all there. And folks, we want to thank you for your trust. We want you to feel free and feel comfortable to reach out with any questions that you have. I want you to have a fantastic weekend. Have a great week, and God bless.